Welcome back to the VintNerd, and this is a special episode. I have a special guest all the way from the other room. It is VCF SoCal showrunner Mickey. Mrs. VintNerd, right?
Yes.
So Mickey runs the VCF SoCal, and what we're doing today is a little soldering project. We have these cool badges that you can actually buy and solder at the VCF SoCal coming up next month. And we're not doing this ourselves. This is one of our vendors, one of our exhibitor vendors, Brian Cox of FV Research, fvresearch.com.
FutureVision.
Yeah, FutureVision Research. And if you saw my last video with the Fuji nets, that was Brian that was showing all the Fuji nets, which he also will be selling at the show and has on his website. But he is a teacher. And he teaches lots of things, including soldering. He works a lot with electronics. He makes soldering kits. You'll find them up on his website. And he approached us and said he wanted to do a special badge for our second show. He attended the first one, loved it so much, and wanted to participate. So he came up with, well, this is your graphic.
Yes.
This is lifted, per se, from the shirt last year.
Yes.
The show shirt.
The graphic on the front of the t-shirt last year.
Yes. And Brian took that and created this circuit board and the components and is going to teach people how to solder with not only his other kits, but this kit, if that is the kit you want to get. But that's the kit we have today. And we are going to solder this kit together. Okay, so before we get into this, a few things. We're going to wear glasses, much to your chagrin. I offered the cool ones, the cool wraparound Oakley-ish. It's for safety.
Yeah. You look pretty rad, though, in that shirt.
Oh, yeah, you haven't pointed that out.
Yeah.
Luckily, I know the showrunner, and I get all these interesting ideas of samples of things to do.
Sample swag.
Sample swag.
/ Christmas gift.
Yes. Yes. She kind of ties that together somehow. Here's your Christmas present. Wear my show bug on you.
Yep.
So, hello. Hello. Okay. So we got our safety glasses.
Yes.
And you're going to be using paper clips somewhere. But right now, you're going to be using clothespins. Clothespins.
Right.
Brian suggested these because this is what he uses for beginners learning to solder. It's really easy to work with. And these are just like these helping hands that you see people use for soldering. And I have this version, and then I have this version as well, the OmniFixo that I like.
Super fancy.
Super fancy.
Yeah.
Well, this is after 40 years of soldering or more. This is what you get to move up to.
You've earned the OmniFixo.
Someday I'll let you use the OmniFixo.
That's fantastic.
Yes. I also set, Mrs. VintNerd or Showrunner. What should we do today? It's Showrunner.
Let's just say Mickey.
Mickey. Is that your real name?
No, actually.
Okay. So, Mickey, you have the nice Weller soldering station over there. And the soldering mat. I've got this other soldering mat. And I'm using a soldering gun today. This is my beast for my, I think I've had this since I was a teenager, a couple years ago. So probably at least 40 years old, the Archer 100-watt soldering gun. I'm saddling myself with this because it's a challenge that I will try not to burn up Brian's board design. Brian, forgive me, please. So I've got that all set. We've got our solder. And what Brian has described to us of the best way to do this, because when I do my soldering stuff, I don't always choose the best ways, but we'll keep it simpler this time. He says that we should put on the resistors first.
Resistors.
And these are not, they don't have a polarity, they're non-polarized. So the leads can go in either way. So if you go ahead and grab your two resistors.
Resistors.
And I guess I'm kind of taking Brian's position right here teaching. So this is not a lesson on how to solder. I'm not going to pretend I can teach that.
So you're bending first.
I'm bending first.
Okay.
Not me, but the leads.
Okay, so like from the very edge, like right at the end of that
Yeah.
putty color?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you just bend it down, it's not going to break or anything. It's very pliable. But so this isn't a learn the solder lesson. You come to the show for that. But this is a check out this cool badge video. So go ahead and just put those in those slots.
You're doing the inner palm tree first.
Oh, either one.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. We're going to get them both in there, and then we're going to solder them.
Push it down a little harder.
Yeah.
Like I bent mine a little too tight.
Right? If you do that, it will move the wires appropriately, as long as they're close enough. If you didn't bend it well enough, you'll end up with a bunch of metal bending.
Both in right now.
Correct.
Okay.
And they can go either way. Now, I just realized I put them in opposite ways. I think visually I might want to just have them.
Yes, mine are going the same direction.
Yeah. It's okay. We'll wait.
I can totally
Teaching. Yeah.
see without my readers. I'm not old enough to need readers.
Teaching is nothing but patience.
Okay. Okay. It looks like they are in nice.
Okay. Now, if you hold them down.
Yes. With my
And
thumb.
flip it over. Now, they're not going to fall out.
Right.
But the point is they will slip a little. Okay. So if you hold it down with your thumb, and they're not hot, don't solder these and do this because you'll burn yourself. So you hold them down and you just bend these leads
away. Okay.
And then that holds them in place.
Clamping them down.
Right. And now we can solder those in place.
Okay. So this is my very first time soldering.
Ever.
I have seen plenty of people solder. So now I should also do my little clippy-do thing, right?
Well, you probably should, because what's going to happen is this is going to move and wiggle on you as you try to do it.
So Brian suggested kind of like a tripod.
Right.
I'm thinking like a Mercedes symbol sort of thing. Is this too close if I go there?
A little bit. Yeah, you need room for the iron and get the solder in there.
One moment here.
Okay.
Up nicely. Okay, that's tripod-y. There we go. Okay, that sits nicely.
Okay. So the idea here is you use the iron to heat up the little tiny, tiny metal pad there.
Okay, the goldish
looking thing.
Okay.
And the metal lead. You want those both heated up so that when you bring the cold solder over. Now I'm going to go this way because I'm right-handed and I solder my right hand. And you could pull a whole bunch of this out like that.
I'm good. Yeah.
Well, you'll see.
Okay.
Okay. And you want to heat that up and touch the solder, heat it up a little bit first and wait a few seconds. And then touch the solder, and the solder should just by itself melt and get on there.
Okay. So should I like count to 10 or?
You know, Brian would know. I just do it instinctively.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, it's not burning yet.
Okay.
Okay. Plus, my gun's a little different. Okay. My gun's already like too hot. You can hear my gun just.
Yeah, it's got a little buzz there.
Yep. Oh, perfect.
I don't think I'm doing anything.
Well, let's see if I may lean in. Okay. Put it on there.
Yes.
Hold it in place. Now just place this, like, I'll just show you. Okay. Like right next to it. Keep it on there.
Okay.
Don't move it. And there you go. Let's go ahead and stick it in the abrasion box. Oh, jam it in there and twist it. There you go. Okay, that's going to help clean it off. What happens is the heat's coming off the metal of the tip, and anything between what you're soldering and that metal tip just kind of absorbs the heat and like it insulates it if it's too much.
Got it.
And then the heat won't come through.
Okay, so I'm warming. And ready to touch this?
Yeah, I go for it. Not on the iron itself, but like
right. Yes.
Yeah.
It's not. I think it's not hot enough yet.
It'll get there.
Is this thing on?
Yeah, I'm looking. Okay, may I?
Sure.
You hold back.
Hold this.
I'm gonna take that from you for a second.
Okay.
Being very careful not to burn you. Oh yeah, that's definitely melting. Okay, so you're all good. And we'll do that.
Should I be touching maybe further down, not just the tip?
Well, let me do this one to show you.
Yeah.
So we'll just put that on there and see I still have the pad exposed and the metal over there.
Sure.
And I'm just going to dab, dab, dab. Oh, now it's melting. Put a little, and there we go.
Okay. So we're going to try this again.
Okay. It's your first time.
Yeah, literally my first time.
Yeah.
On camera.
You're doing great. And on camera.
Why not do something the first time on camera?
Yeah, no pressure. No pressure. I mean, you could be finishing up ordering the t-shirts or anything else, but we're doing this instead.
Making the t-shirts, making the badges.
You ordered the t-shirts though, right?
I ordered the t-shirts, yes.
The t-shirts have been ordered for VCF SoCal 2025.
Correct.
A design that I want to say nobody has seen, but you've tested it across
There's
a few
small
people.
group of folks
Small
that I
group
checked.
of folks. Get some feedback.
Is there a button I'm supposed to be pushing? Somehow it works for you.
No. Oh, you keep lifting it up. Just do not lift the iron. You're doing good. Yep. Put a little pressure of the iron into it. Okay. I see it doing it now. Perhaps we'll speed this part up.
Oh yeah, no, we're not showing this part.
We're totally showing this part. This is how it is, right? Let's try this again. Go ahead and take the iron, stick it in the grinder, twist it. Okay, let's get it clean.
Okay.
Put it back on the pad. Pick the other pad though. Pick a different pad.
Okay, here.
There. Put the iron down.
Okay.
Lean a little tiny weight. Yeah, so you know it's making really good
Yeah,
contact. Do not lift it whatsoever.
All right,
Go ahead and put the solder down.
touch the solder to it.
Yeah. You can have it flirt with the tip of the iron a tiny bit. See the little silverish bubble you made?
Absolutely.
That's what you want, that little, yeah. You did great.
It just did not want to before.
May I take a look for you?
Sure.
Okay. That is code words for don't burn me as I reach out. That looks good.
Okay.
So you had asked, should you put the solder on the iron so it melts onto it?
Yeah.
The problem is the solder has to also melt and adhere to the other metal, like the contact pad. And if that's not warm enough, it will just rest on it.
Okay.
And it's called a cold solder joint.
Got it.
It's not actually stuck to the metal, but it'll work until it frees itself and then it's a broken joint.
Got it.
So, but that's a great thing about these little projects. Don't be, if you've never soldered, if you've never soldered, don't be deterred. This is a learning process. It's not going to happen immediately.
So far, it's super fun.
Is it? We only have 200 more of these to get together. No, we're not doing this. You're doing this at the show. Okay.
So have you done your 4 joints there?
I haven't finished, but if you give me 5 or 10 seconds.
Okay, so the whole badge is warmer.
Yeah. So that little metal pad that you're soldering to has traces that go to other metal traces to other metal pads, as well as the whole unit itself. It is absorbing all that heat.
Got it.
And that's why it takes a while for it to heat up, because it's spreading that heat out.
Yes.
So that can be a problem. And that's partly why you have these things, these soldering guns, because this will actually heat up, if you got a big heat sink you're trying to solder. But the problem is the heat sink can take the power, the energy, but the board, you can end up literally burning the board and traces and whatever. But if you screw this up, we'll just get another kit at the show.
Nice.
I know the guy's doing it.
The show sounds exciting, though.
It is exciting. Okay, so you've got those soldered on.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and cut those leads.
Okay.
I can't do 2 of these at once. There we go.
Tripod off. Mine have cooled down enough. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, the trick is don't bother testing it. Just assume it's hot.
Yeah. No. I just want to make sure I didn't burn myself. And we're pushing them up now.
Well, just what you do is you get them up out of the way, so you can just take the clippers and just, I want to say willy-nilly, but be careful. And you just clip those off because they're not needed anymore.
Got it. And
now it's all flush, and we can now get the LEDs in there. Now, part of the trick to this, again, I'm talking about learning the solder, right? Should leave that to Brian. You want to solder on the smaller stuff. You see this is flush. We can still work with this because it's like you're building a cityscape. Things are going to get bigger. And when the bigger buildings get in the way, you can't get to the smaller buildings to tweak them or solder them. Now we're going to do the LEDs.
Okay.
So the resistors were not polarized. There's no polarity, but there is on the LEDs.
Okay.
Being a diode, a light emitting diode,
Yep.
and diodes have polarity. So in the manufacturing process, they have marked, and I think usually there's another notch or something that tells you something. But the longer one is positive, and if you look on the back side of here, there's a plus sign for positive.
Got it.
So we're going to put the longer lead in that hole, and as you see, it flops out. The resistor, we were bending the leads around.
No, we're bending.
At first, we were bending them
but
around.
we're bending these now.
Right. So once you put it in, hold it with your finger, then you can wing those leads out.
Got it.
And then we'll do the second LED.
Longer on the top, on the positive.
Correct. Okay. You get to do this again.
Yay.
Oh, come on. You're doing it for the fest.
Yeah. Is my clip, it's almost tall enough. Bobbles a little bit.
So we had close to 800 attendees last year.
Yeah.
Actually, with vendors, except close to like 1,000 people
Yeah, nearly
involved.
1,000.
We're hoping for more this year. Make it a bigger fest. I believe Brian said he did 200 of these badges. Don't hold me to that, but he does have other soldering kits as well to do on site.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. He mentioned on his company website, he has a form to sign up that you're interested in doing this soldering kits. So we'll put a link in the description for that.
Yep.
Oh, and you're already ahead of me there.
I'm working.
Yeah. So
Yeah, our goal this year was to have more hands-on exhibits and events. So Brian coming to us with the Learn to Solder station is great. And
it's
then,
amazing.
Yeah, and then we've got some
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, absolutely. But this is what he does. He does it well. And then we have an area where if you are musically inclined or not musically inclined, you can create a MIDI. You can make music.
Nick has
MIDI
two
music.
MIDI music workstations he's setting up. Two separate stations, some retro computers, retro MIDI equipment, cables, audio, and you can put together your own song and take it home as an MP3 file. Or maybe he'll just email it. I don't know how he's doing that, but he's going to make it happen.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool. A whole setup there. And then...
Well, Aquarius Plus Basement.
Right. Yeah, that's going to be a very interactive exhibit.
Yep.
That is modeled after like a 1970s basement.
Well, he had... Sean Harrington with Aquarius Plus had shared some photos to us of what he's trying to do as he's getting it set up. And I so much wanted to share them, but he's like, don't share them. But he did post a photo on... We have a VCF SoCal Facebook group.
Yes.
For discussions, and I believe he posted the photo on there.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, did you get it?
Yeah, I think so. They were kind of bubblier, bigger bubble.
Yeah, that happens. It's good. A little more solder than maybe you wanted, but it doesn't hurt. It's there. It's done.
Sweet.
The only thing I would point out is on this one here, I don't see a lot of solder on the rest of the pad.
Yeah.
And it's possible, since it didn't flow to that area, that it may not have actually adhered well.
Come in at a different angle, add some more?
Well, you don't have to do a different angle. Just warm it up and add some more. Make sure it's a good solder joint.
Okay.
I will clip mine out of the way. Well, that's over there somewhere. Okay. I'll hold that while I clip.
Okay, I don't know if... well, now I've got solder everywhere.
How's it look?
Are they touching? Is it bad if they're touching?
Oh, the two solder pads? Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's called a short.
Okay.
So, if they were designed to touch, then that's good.
Okay.
they are designed not to touch.
Right, right. Yes.
So I don't see that you have a problem with that.
Okay, good. Excellent.
I would probably need to get my my other glasses on to do that, but I'm not seeing that. There was some dirty flux stuff there. I'm just rubbing away.
Okay.
This is a good circuit board. I was going to take your clips off.
Okay. So
Okay, go ahead and cut those up.
Bend wires.
This is looking pretty good, man. I don't just mean my work. I mean the whole design.
Yeah, no, it's nice. I didn't know how it was going to look on the little batch thing, and I like it. I also want to note that the palm tree stalk is brown, kind of like a palm tree. The
okay,
resistors
like the resistor
yeah, the resistor's kind of brown. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, that one's there.
Right into the
somewhere
camera.
over there. Well, that is our working components per se. And then we have two pieces left besides the battery itself, right? And the little connecting loopy. So we've connected everything on this front facing side. And if you turn it over, you'll see we have a spot for the battery and a spot for the switch.
Okay.
Now, we're thinking the switch might be easier to put on first. Now, the switch goes on the back side, and you're ahead of me on that, right? So we're going to put the switch on the back side.
And Brian said kind of roll it in, right?
Yeah, you can wiggle it and get those pins in there.
Okay.
Now, if you've put it down flat, the badge will hold that switch in place.
Okay.
Now, you've got 3 connections for the switch, which, so that would make it a...
Those little middle 3 ones.
Yeah, it's a double pole single throw?
Sure.
But what I wanted to point out is the outer 2 pins are the case,
right,
which gives it more rigidity to not be
But you solder those as well.
You solder those as well. So you've got 5 spots to solder here.
Okay. Now, if you're starting right-handed like this, would you start left to right with your soldering or right to left?
Well, that is a good point, or good question, sorry.
Yeah.
What I was actually intending to do is I would solder the middle one first.
Okay, so maybe I kind of rotate. Is this one of those situations that we don't want them to bleed into each other, or no?
Whenever you solder a single solder point, you never want that touching anything else.
Okay. All right.
Even if you know it goes wired to the next solder point anyways, you still don't want to do it.
Okay, so I think it's appropriate now for me to acknowledge my age and go get my readers.
Oh. Well, we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. You got your readers?
Oh, I got, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is an important point.
Oh, is this what we're soldering?
Oh, you can see it now. Ah, that's why you had trouble.
Yes.
Yes. So a good point is if you're coming to the show and you want to use try out the soldering station area, 8, 9. I believe
at
there's
least 6.
I think at least 8 soldering stations Brian will have set up throughout the whole weekend. So there's plenty of space to get in there and do this. But if you're going to do it and you need readers, or even I have intermediate glasses where I could read something closer, like when I'm playing guitar, reading music or something. But if you need the readers for working up close, definitely bring those with you. Okay. So we're back to the switch?
Yes, yes.
So as we were talking about, I am led, or I'm more likely to solder the middle one.
Okay, I'll start with the middle.
Because it'll anchor it for me.
Okay.
My brain says if I solder the outside, it could rock from on the other side. Okay. Still, but not if you do the one. Where's my solder? Okay. These are smaller. Good thing we started with the other ones. Okay.
Mine's still on, right? I don't know how I can't. Why am I so bad at this?
My soldering gun tip is ginormous, and these soldering pads are so close together.
Oh, we're hot enough. We're hot enough. It's working.
Oh, sweet.
Okay. Okay. One.
Nice.
Did you just do all of them? Seriously?
Yes.
Fantastic.
I'll give you a tip.
What's that?
I'll wait till you're done with that one.
I'm pushing hard. See, the badge is moving. I'm pushing so hard.
Right. That's part of my tip.
is to not push so hard?
No. Is it working?
No, I can hold that,
Yep,
right?
you can.
Okay, so pushing, holding. Okay, there we go. We got it. We got it.
It'll take less solder on these because they're tinier.
Sure. I'm happy if any solder goes on them at this point.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Now we're doing the ends.
Okay, cool.
And this is just simply, the last two are for security, right? Like it's not actually making a connection.
Well, I did not design the board myself. It is possible that is ground and that it is connected to ground.
So we still want to try and do a good job on
Yeah,
that.
it's not the official ground.
Okay.
And I think would work without it. But technically speaking, it could be part of the grounding circuit just passively. I wish I had looked at Brian's website today to remind myself of the other soldering, beginning soldering kits that he has. And other places he's been, a lot of people will buy the other additional kits and take them home and do them, and some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it'll be really good for folks that have not had experience like me to have that instruction.
Yeah.
It's a good opportunity.
Because you can see how well I'm doing here.
Okay. You need to finish this. I can't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, let me see.
We won't put that on video. You can just do that.
Well, no.
The bottom one, I can't get it on there.
Okay. We'll go. We can leave that on video.
Okay, we'll see.
I'm gonna just check your other ones. Okay. Those are tiny, not quite surface mount size, or close to it, but I think you're good.
Okay.
I think you're good. You did really good on that.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so next.
We have one more. We have the battery. And, I can, do you need all 3 paper clips?
Clothespins?
Clothespins.
Yes.
Well, can you clip paper together with
You
them?
could, yeah. So they are paper clips
Paper
as well.
clips come in different forms.
All shapes and sizes.
Maybe all paper clips are clothespins as well.
Okay. They're subsets. Okay, so we're following his little diagram there, which is quite nice.
Yes.
I like the graphic design there.
Yes. So you've got minus and plus. And in this case, also the diagram as you're pointing out. Now, keep in mind, I just want to say that not for Brian's kits, but if you bought something out there to solder, it's often that the silk screen will show something and then you end up with the replacement component because the other parts weren't available. They still work, they still get on there, but it won't match the picture. But in this case, they do, which is good.
Got it. And then this isn't a poke through like everything else we've done.
Correct.
It's a flat.
This would be, I guess, technically a surface mount kind of soldering job, but they're really big compared to surface mount components.
And then ideally, where do we want the solder to be on that?
It should end up on the pin coming out from the holder and that solder pad. That large
so like
solder pad.
a lot of solder, like globs.
If the amount of solder you used on the LED, you'll probably end up using 50 to 100% more, maybe here, just accidentally, just because if it's flowing, it's going to go to that metal.
Okay.
It's got somewhere to go.
Got it.
And then it stops at the white because it doesn't have anywhere to go. I will say that I have a little bit of an advantage, I think, over you over here because I'm using this heavier duty soldering gun. And it really, it just heats up everything. The problem is it can actually, just ruin the board. So hopefully I haven't done that.
Okay, I think I got it. I think I got the glob there. So now to do the other glob side.
Today, while we're recording this, we're about a month out from the show.
Yep, about 4 weeks.
Yeah, about 4 weeks. It's the weekend. Well, yeah, the show's on the weekend.
Yep.
So we're a month out from the show. We still have spots for exhibitors and vendors, and speakers, presenters. The stuff is filling up.
Yeah.
But this is the second year we've had the show, and it's back at the same venue, the Hotel Farah, and we have gotten to know that venue quite well.
Yes.
So we know where, it's like a grocery store aisle you want everything filled, but if you need to fit more in there, you know where you can tweak stuff.
Right.
And so the show is, it's still got some room to fill, but even if it fills, we still have room where we can be, you know, in ancillary sections and areas, still within the main event center area, of course. So we're happy to bring on as many people as we can fit, just to have an even bigger show.
It's not going to be crowded with still nice space to shop and peruse. And then we made a dedicated area just for consignment.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's actually freed up some exhibitor room in the main hall.
Yeah, consignment has been moved out of the main exhibit hall to make room for, another 10 or so.
10 or 15, yeah.
We actually are done with the soldering portion. Let's go ahead. My gun is off because it has a trigger switch.
Okay.
If you can reach over and hit that, yep. Okay, your gun is off.
Great.
Or iron.
Yes.
Your soldering iron.
Okay.
That looks really nice. Okay. You've got it turned off because you never want to put in the battery and then it's already on, right? So make sure it's off.
Yes.
It's off and you've got your battery.
Okay.
This is using a CR1220 and the soldering kits that Brian is selling comes with the battery. So at the show, you'll have the battery.
Good.
You ready? You should do yours first.
Well, is it coming at angle? How does it stay in there?
I don't know how it works in this holder.
Okay.
It looks like it comes in the top side first.
Slide it in there.
And then should pop in. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that was pretty easy.
Oh, that bottom part kind of holds it in.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to do a test turn on first?
Oh, at the same time?
Yeah, should we count down like New Year's?
Okay, we're hoping both of ours works. You ready?
Right. 3, 2, 1.
Hey!
Look at that. Oh, they changed colors. I didn't know that. Nice. I am frankly shocked that mine works.
Look at that. Your first soldering project. You know, I have a lot of stuff over there on that bench you can help solder with.
I think my career is over, man.
This is just the beginning.
Good. Okay, so Brian's going to give us these wire keychain holders.
Well, not us, but people who are buying the soldering kit.
I actually have last year's vintage fan badge, I think, right behind me here. Vintage fan for Mickey.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to loop it through this main part here.
Right, and that's last year's 2024 design.
Yes.
The vintage fan bundle.
Correct.
Well, okay, so if you don't know, if you go to our site to buy tickets, one of the ticket options is the vintage fan bundle, which of course gets you a badge for the whole weekend, which is the vintage fan badge and a t-shirt.
Yep.
And the badge is special for vintage fans, and this year's design is under lock and secret, right?
Lock and key, yes.
Yeah, lock and key, secret lock and key.
And then you just, there's other social benefits to being a vintage fan. Sometimes you might get a round of applause when you walk past the registration desk. Okay, so I'm going to try this on.
Okay, you're putting yours on the lanyard loop.
Yeah.
Okay, you can hook it anywhere.
Dangling, I know.
You can actually just not even use this and just put that on.
Hook it right on.
Yeah.
Just hook it right on there, but.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think he said how long the battery would run. I don't remember.
I think he said it was good for the show.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's my recollection.
Yeah. It doesn't take a lot of power.
I guess I don't need to be wearing
the readers.
All of these.
Oh, I can take these off.
Okay, there we go.
I'm so used to wearing glasses. There you are. Do I look better with your readers off?
No, you look good all the time, honey, all the time.
Thank you for the positive reinforcement.
So, no, I literally am impressed that this worked.
Well, there you go. A good sense of that looks.
Yeah,
it's bad.
It's
okay,
silly.
I got the wrong.
You're like a pirate.
Yeah, cool. Well, first off, I would thank Brian first, but I actually want to thank you first.
Sure.
We've been doing the VintNerd it just crossed the 4-year anniversary.
Wow.
That you said, why don't you do a YouTube channel?
Yeah, we're all bored in the pandemic.
Yeah.
YouTube.
And so we did that, and then
Anytime.
that got us into the Vintage Computer Festivals, and then we're like, there's none here in Southern California, and you stepped up, thankfully, to do it.
Well, and I'm not an avid collector by any means, but I'm not a stranger to the vintage computer
Your C64
genre. Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that is actually in our household. I'm the Commodore.
Yeah, it's that one up on the wall, I do believe.
Yeah.
That's yours.
Awesome.
From your childhood.
My childhood. I
Yes.
have photos of me using it.
Yep. So I wanted to thank you because Mickey, you're not camera shy, but you just, if you don't need to be on camera, you don't want to be on camera.
No, I'm a logistics girl.
Yeah, so you needed to be on camera for this.
I did.
And you did. So thank you.
I made it.
Now, Mickey edits all the VintNerd videos, so I don't know what this is going to end up looking like. It could just end up just being me here talking to myself. So we'll see what happens with that. I do want to thank Brian as well. He obviously gave us these badges so that we can solder them together. These are for sale at the VCF SoCal at Brian's booth, which is in the foyer.
Yeah.
So when you get to the show and you walk into the main foyer, there's the registration desk, and over to the right, you'll see the soldering area and FujiNet sales. That's Brian over at FV Research. So definitely check it out, and we'll have some more of this. We'll point out some stuff about the show up. Well, go to the Facebook group. If you go to Facebook and you search for VCF space SoCal, also look in the description here. Or maybe you'll put it over my face here. Maybe.
We'll see.
So check that out, the Facebook group where you can find out more information about the show. And of course, leave comments if you have questions here about the show and anything else. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian. And thanks for everybody who makes the show happen so we can have fun doing these things as well. And we'll catch you next time.